So there's a lot of pulling together the top end to the bottom end, and we talked about this earlier about Spartan Marching Band might be different than a lot of folks out there, certainly similar to other college bands, but the whole artistic performing is a goal, but in a short prep time.
Exactly.
So the work that's designed, the content that's created is, that's probably the most challenging part of our jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly your job in, here's the score, here's the show, this is the football game, this is the weather, go. Make this work and make this look like it was, it's been, polished for 3 months.
Exactly. The biggest thing is time restraints. And then you look at, one of the things I think that you should consider whenever you're writing or choreographing for a guard is, first of all, look at the level of talent that you have.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, we have a range where we have some that may have marched drum corps, some that may have come from a competitive marching band.
Mm-hmm.
And college marching band, because we don't oftentimes have the time to spend on executing that show for weeks and weeks, like drum corps, then we write to that level. But we also have to remember that with college marching band, the depth of the choreography has to also please our fans.
Right. And I've often said that the audience that comes to see our band perform is an audience that is paying whatever the ticket price is these days, expensive, $50-$60 a seat to watch a Big Ten football game. The band is something that, here comes the band. Isn't that terrific? They're not a band audience. The band has to fit into the scheme of who's there. And I say this to the band sort of when I challenge them to motivate themselves for a show that they like versus a show that maybe at first they don't like, but they see it, they understand why it's there because it might reach out to another part of the audience. And the expression is, they don't understand that we only had a week to learn this. They just understand flags that go around together, mm-hmm. and lines that are straight, and drill that's readable, and forms that are recognizable, and music that's recognizable, etc. So that's a really important part of our design philosophy. We said we weren't going to go there since there were so many other folks that have specifics to that philosophy. Okay, let's keep moving. Dr. Cannon, you came to us from the University of Texas, where you finished your DMA. Your undergrad marching days were at another Big Ten school at the University of Iowa. You grew up in Illinois. You taught high school band in Iowa. You observed a new band this year that you are now the associate director of. And the next topic is rehearsal atmosphere. And I think that's probably the most important thing we do. We create an atmosphere, whether it's you're coaching a woodwind quintet and the students walk in the room and sit down and you're going to be their teacher, a snare line sectional, working with the guard and teaching the new work, full 300-piece Spartan marching band at rehearsal. If I could put you on the spot, what did you observe the atmosphere of our rehearsals to be like? And I ask that respectfully because I know we've talked about it many times, but when you're new in a situation, you come in and have to observe a lot before you really start to sort of make your move. There might be new directors sitting out there right now. They just found out they're taking over a new job, or they've been in 1 year of the job, or they hope to get a job this fall. And the atmosphere is something you create, but it's something you have to observe before you. And the expression I learned a long time ago was, don't come into a new room, analogy for a new job, and move all the furniture at once. Maybe just move one chair, and no one will know. So what were your observations? Not to put you on the spot, but I'm putting you on the spot.
No, that's perfectly fine.
That's what we do.
No, I think it's important when you walk into that room that you look at all the furniture and think, now I wouldn't have put the couch there, but maybe there's a reason the couch is there. So before you start moving things, and not that I came in with these expectations that I was going to change what
I understand, but your observation is really fresh.
But it's really important to walk into any situation, whether you're listening to an ensemble for the first time at a concert, at a marching band festival where you're seeing a group that you don't know, or maybe a group that you do know. I think to try to listen and watch and observe sort of without expectations, and just to be totally objective and honest about what you see.
Consume it.
And let it move you, and think about it, and before you start to decide what you really think of it. I think the thing that I noticed here initially was how enthusiastic the staff is about what they do here.
Students see that, don't they?
Oh, yeah. And I mean, we all love doing what we do here. All of us and all the rest of the staff who's not here. We could all be doing other things, not involved in marching band, or marching band in a different way, or at a different level. But we do this because we love what we do here. We love working with the students. The students are incredibly motivated. They rehearse at an incredibly high level, both because of the time constraints that you're talking about. We have to. I mean, we have no choice but to rehearse at a breakneck speed to get a show ready in a week or maybe 2 weeks. And there's an intensity to the rehearsals, and I think that stems from the pride that the students have in their university and in the band.
So can directors out there create this?
Yeah, and I think the way that it happens is by being enthusiastic, by showing how much you care, not just about the product that we put out there, meaning the show, the performance, but about the students and about their stake in that. I think one thing that you do well, that we do well here, is to give the students a lot of ownership. Right. There's a huge student leadership group, like what we were talking about everything from giving feedback to the way the season went, to having squad leaders who help set drill on the field, to having people who do equipment and uniforms and run, activities outside of the rehearsal and the social organizations and all of that. And the more ownership students have in an ensemble, the more motivated they are to make it great. We all know that.
Yeah. Let me interrupt you right there. So I see Dave Knox over here in the corner. Note to self, you've got like massive potential for leadership, band leadership webinars. I mean, there's so many experts out there. And one of our leadership axioms is that we share the vision in the spring. We cement the job description in the early fall for the student leaders. And then when it's time to start, then by nature of design and philosophy, then there's one leader and a lot of managers. And that's just basic leadership theory. And the students know not to interrupt the flow. And I think this would be a really important thing to put in your expectations for leadership in the fall with your bands, and that is, and my quick story is, when I first got here, there were kind of, as I said, the inmates were running the asylum. Everybody thought they knew the right answer, and it was like, whoa, I got this, I can do this. But it's sort of like I observed, okay, let's just retool some of the enthusiasm and get it under control and get it in the right channel. And I think that's happens at a really high level right now, in that the students feel really good about helping steer the ship. They got a hand on the steering wheel with the directors and staff. And it's not just sort of ceremonial. We often go, they're absolutely right. We don't do this well at all. That's a really great suggestion to tweak the way we do the following. So we get that in place, and I think the difference is they understand that was their time to contribute. Now they have to execute a job. It's like it's a job description, and your job description is you're the manager. And the manager is one who operationalizes a given set of circumstances. This is what you do. You lead your squad. You're the section leader here.